First at 10, an 80-year-old man is lucky to be alive after collapsing at his grandson's baseball game. Now, thankfully, there was a firefighter, a nurse, and a defibrillator nearby. Thanks for joining us. I'm Craig Day.
And I'm Tatum Gwynn. They all met today to talk about Saturday's life-saving moment and say it was a true testament to teamwork. News on 6's Ashlyn Brothers has this story.
Well, Craig and Tatum, Phil Elias is now out of the hospital, and everyone agrees this was a terrifying experience to be a part of, but it couldn't have played out any better.
You're a big part of the game.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
The last time this group was all together, they saved Phil Ellis's life.
I truly can't believe you're already out of the hospital.
Went to my youngin's game. That's what it's all about.
What came next was remarkable teamwork, not on the field, but under this pavilion.
Oh my gosh, that is a godsend. I mean, it was more than coincidence. You drop over dead and there's one company and this guy and these people, all qualified individuals.
Phil's wife says it happened so fast.
Just turned around, looked at him, and his eyes had already rolled back.
Sherry turned around and asked Kate Kopis to call 911, not knowing Kate is a nurse.
It was all a blur. There was so many people around him doing their job, but thank God for them.
Kate wasn't even supposed to make it to her son Maverick's game on Saturday.
I jumped up and I came around and I looked at Phil and I assessed him and he didn't have a pulse.
The screaming was terrifying.
They got Phil on the ground. Kate immediately started chest compressions and requested an AED.
Are you sure? Are you serious? I just did not know what to do, so I just went over to the concession stand and asked for it.
Lieutenant Johnny Rutledge with the Tulsa Fire Department was getting ready to coach his son's game when he heard yelling.
Sore from surgery? Oh no, all over.
He took off running toward Phil, a family friend, to help with chest compressions.
Begin by exposing patient's bare chest and torso.
If you ever see anybody in need, I feel like it's kind of human nature anyways to want to help. Like I say, you just got to take that first step to help somebody and everything else just falls in line.
Maverick delivered the AED to his mom and then comforted other kids as they brought Phil back to life.
If that wasn't here, it might be a whole different story that we were doing right now.
The Jenks youth baseball president says this equipment is very important, especially in areas with big crowds.
It makes you realize that we don't need just one. We need multiple because we're on 22 acres here.
Maverick says he's proud of his mom.
Very proud.
Now we get to watch the little man play more games.
Phil says God made sure the bases were loaded.
You would have to not be very smart at all to think otherwise.
The next day, Johnny's team played against Phil's grandson and won. But Phil was the real winner. Johnny walked over, handed the Elias family his championship ring, and said, "We won this for Phil." Jenks Youth Baseball wants to buy additional AEDs for the property. Now, Jenks Fire Department plans to come out here in the coming weeks, set up a booth, and teach people how to actually use the device. Live in Jenks, Ashlyn Brothers, Oklahoma's Own, News on 6.